Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are well. I wanted to pop on here really quick and continue making some videos about bridal gowns, how to shop for a dress, how to book an appointment, frequently asked questions, things that I wish I would have been able to find online at the very beginning of my career in bridal, or been able to advise, my friends and family about when they were getting married, like, hey, check out this video. There's some great tips on here about like how to book an appointment, what to expect at a bridal store, how to set a budget for a dress, how many different types of dresses there are, etc. I have my notes here. Read through this magazine right here. It's called Val's Magazine. It's a subscription that the owners of my boutique subscribe to for us managers, and it is basically a Bible, pretty much, that comes out every couple months about challenges that stores face, how to tackle those challenges, how to be as clear and concise with our clients. So I kind of went through here and made myself some notes to try to help you guys out a little bit. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Minette. It's very nice to meet you. I would love it if you would subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button below. And yeah, let's get right into the video. A little bit of background about me. I am a manager in the bridal industry. I have been in bridal almost 10 years. I have been on the management side of bridal for, I would say, close to 8 years. I manage my own store in Orange County. I've worked in LA as well. I really, really enjoy what I do. It is something that I'm super passionate about. I used to work a very hectic, crazy corporate job, and I just couldn't imagine going back to something like that. I love working with the public. Working in bridal is so fulfilling and rewarding. It's kind of like delivering someone's baby. You're helping a woman find the most important dress of her life, and I truly enjoy what I do. So, with all that being said, let's start kind of from the beginning. So you're recently engaged and you're not sure what to do after that as far as like the wedding planning side of things go, right? Yeah, maybe you start looking online at dresses, you start, Googling bridal salons in your area, and you want to know about booking appointments. So you call. Most stores are by appointment only, which means some stores can take you same day. Not a lot of boutiques do walk-ins. I think it's going to be really based on availability. We do not do walk-in appointments on weekends. We are strictly by appointment. So I recommend calling, seeing if they have any availability. If your wedding is coming up soon, and what I mean by soon is like 4 to 6 months away, that is going to be like the cutoff window. Most gowns do take anywhere from 4 to 9 months to order, depending on where they're coming from. Most gowns are all international. There are definitely local designers. They typically do source fabrics, beading, things like that from out of the country. So they do take some time to order. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have a good time frame. So when you call a store and you want to book an appointment, I would typically ask 3 questions. What is your price point? What is your guest limitation as far as how many guests I can bring? And what is your lead time for your dresses? Like I said, most salons are going to tell you 4 to 6 months. Most bridal salons are going to allow, I would say, no more than 5 guests, 6 including the bride. We typically take 4 guests plus the bride, so that's 5. Most salons do have a cancellation policy in store, meaning if you book an appointment and you try to call and cancel or you do not show, they do impose a cancellation policy of usually 24 hours, and they do take a credit card on the spot to book an appointment. So don't be alarmed if the person that you speak to on the phone says, happy to book your appointment, but we do need a credit card to ensure our cancellation policy. Completely normal. If you're not comfortable giving someone your credit card over the phone, you can definitely let them know that. We typically do not make exceptions for that type of situation. You're welcome to come into the store and give a credit card, but most salons do require some sort of credit card. Yeah, so once you've called and you've asked your main questions, let's say you book your appointment, and then you're kind of wondering how my appointment's going to go when I get there. I can't speak for all stores. I can only speak for my store and how we kind of do things. I would recommend wearing undergarments that are going to be neutral, meaning nude or ivory or white. Don't wear any bright colored underwear, bright colored bras. You're going to see all of that underneath the dress. You don't need to bring corsets or, all kinds of different things to try to like suck you in to get in the dresses. Most designers most designer gowns have built-in structure to them, so you should be fine. A lot of brides don't understand that putting all that stuff on underneath the dress just adds more bulk. You know, you want the dress to fit as close to your body as possible. And if it's a good gown, you're not going to need a bunch of stuff underneath it. So if you do go to a salon or a store and they try to put you in all kinds of undergarments or sell you on undergarments, it's not needed. Trust me. Make sure that you shower, that you're clean for your appointment. You don't want to come straight from like the gym or, you know, all hot and sweaty and gross, because there's somebody that's going to be in there dressing you, and think about the person that's helping you. You definitely want to make sure you do wear underwear. We do have disposable underwear in the salon, but I highly recommend, you know, coming with undergarments on just for sanitary reasons. Most salons do also have shoes, but feel free to bring your favorite pair if you want to try on a dress with a pair of heels of your own. That's not a problem. So that's kind of like what to expect when you're going to be coming in for your appointment. You're then going to probably sit down with your stylist and have a quick little meeting with your stylist and your friends and your family about your overall expectations, what you're looking for, what your price point is. It's really important that you do have a price point when you go shopping, and I'll tell you why. The positive and the negative. The positive of having a price point in mind is that you've already set a budget for yourself, and that you will express that to your stylist and they will be respectful of that, meaning they're not going to go pull gowns that are without keeping in mind the fact that you do have a price point. That's the positive. The negative is if you do tell them you do have a price point or price range, it's going to make it a little bit more limited as far as what dresses you can try on. Because obviously, a good stylist isn't going to take somebody who has a $5,000 price point and put them in a couture gown that's going to be running, 10 plus thousand. That would just be ridiculous. And, any respectful person wouldn't do that to you. The other downside is that's what you're going to be kind of limited to, are the gowns that are in your price range. So if you do give sort of like a window of, maybe I want to be at 3,000, but I have a max of 10, that's a pretty good selection within most stores. That should give you a large window of gowns to be able to try on. I also recommend looking online before your appointment to kind of get an idea of what you're kind of after. It doesn't have to be exact, but if you're a sleeve bride, maybe you want to show them some examples of sleeves that you're liking. There's a lot of different sleeves. Or if you have a specific back detail in mind, I would definitely look at that to bring a picture in. Most people are really visual. I myself work best with brides that have some sort of inspiration to show me to go off of. It's great if you do your research and you have a list of designers that you're interested in. I just would also research the store that you're going to. You can typically go on their website to see their designer portfolio, because last thing you want to do is bring in a stack of designers to try on that they don't carry at that store. Something else to keep in mind when you're shopping for a dress is the time of year that you're getting married versus the gown that you're looking at. If you're getting married, in Southern California in September, it's typically really warm. And if you're going to be outdoors, you probably don't want to wear a long sleeve dress. Keep that in mind. Or if you're doing, a destination wedding and you're going to literally be on the sand, maybe a big satin ball gown is probably not going to be the best choice. So try to keep in mind, your weather climate versus the dress that you're after. I've said this before, I don't feel like your dress needs to dictate your venue, but I do feel like you want to be comfortable. So keep that in mind. You also probably want to find out if the store that you're planning on buying your dress from offers alteration services. Now, there's a lot of misconception when it comes to bridal gowns. Most gowns come standard stock size, which means it's going to be made to the manufacturer's sizing chart. Most salons are going to take your bust, your waist, and your hip measurement. Depending on the silhouette of the gown, they're going to look at a sizing chart. Whatever is the biggest measurement based on the silhouette that you're choosing would be the size that they would order you, and then the rest of the gown would need to be altered. A lot of brides have a misconception that the dresses are made to measure. Most gowns are not made to measure. However, we do offer made to measure options for an additional cost, and again, not all designers do that. Same with custom changes. I'm a firm believer that if you love a gown, you shouldn't probably make more than 1 or 2 custom changes to a dress. And when I say custom changes, I mean, let's say the dress that you fall in love with is strapless and you want to add a beautiful off-the-shoulder strap. That's a very easy change. Most designers offer, matching cap sleeves or straps that you can order with the dress. That's not an issue. If you need to completely reconstruct a gown, meaning you want to change the fabric, you want to change the silhouette, I don't recommend that. I recommend if you want to create your own gown that you should do 100% custom, which our store does offer. Custom gowns are great, but you do have to entrust that the designer is going to have more free reign to kind of do what they feel is going to look best. So if you're somebody who's a little bit of a control freak or you feel like that would make you nervous, then I would definitely not recommend going the custom route and just trying to find a dress that already embodies the things that you love most about the dress. You just don't want to have to make major changes. Lowering the back, changing the neckline shape, those are all very simple changes to be done through a manufacturer. But I definitely don't recommend, multiple custom changes. We also want to be realistic as far as what our expectations are when we are trying on dresses. A lot of brides have been dreaming about this day their whole lives, including myself. So what you may think you want versus what you end up buying is completely different, and that's completely okay. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, well, that's not what you were envisioning. This is the wrong dress for you. I would say more than 95% of brides come in with an idea of a dress that they want, and they end up leaving with something completely different. That's okay. That comes along with trying on. So don't feel like you can't say yes to a dress that you truly love because it wasn't originally what you envisioned. It's a very common statement that I hear customers make is that, oh, I wasn't envisioning this. Like, this isn't what I thought I would want. And then they get very scared. It's completely okay. I promise. You probably also want to look for a gown that's going to be best for your body type. And when I say body type, I mean everyone has a different body type. Some of us are pear-shaped. Some of us are tall and lean. Some of us are super muscular like myself. Just kidding. Some of us are super curvy. Some of us are a little underweight, which is completely fine. And then, we have our brides that are just super confident and they just will wear whatever they love, which I love a bride who, doesn't care. She's just like, I'm in love with my body. I'm in love with the dress. This is what I want to go with. There are a lot of different silhouettes that look different on different body types. So I definitely would recommend trying on. If it's your first time trying on, you should probably pull one of each silhouette. That's definitely a strong recommendation on my end. Ball gowns, A-lines, modified A-lines, drop waist, you have mermaids, you have trumpets, you have sheath fits, you have two-piece dresses. You have so many different options when it comes to gowns. Just make sure that you are getting the right dress for your body type. Same with if you're petite, you probably don't want to wear a huge ball gown because it's probably going to be too much fabric on you. So I would ask, if you do love a ball gown and you are petite, ask the store which you're ordering your dress. Does this come in a petite size? A lot of designers do make petite sizes. Same for all of my plus size brides. I hear this a lot, like brides are discouraged to come in to try on dresses because they feel like there's not a big selection within their size range. Always keep in mind that bridal runs very differently than your normal street size, meaning the label size typically is larger, but the dress is actually cut smaller. So don't be shocked if you're a street size 6 and you need a size 12 bridal gown. I know it sounds absurd, but it's very normal. I definitely would ask when you're booking your appointment what size range the salon carries. And I'm sorry I didn't cover that earlier in our video when we were talking about booking an appointment. The last thing we want is a customer to come into a store and have a limited selection within their size range. Lucky for me, my store carries everything from couture sizing, size 2, all the way up to size 28. Almost all designers are able to order dresses in that size range, so don't feel discouraged. Our salon's also willing to go to any of our other locations to track down sizes for you, so don't be afraid to ask. If they don't have the dress that you love in your size, we can also borrow it from a designer. That's always an option too, so make sure that you ask the store, I see you don't have this dress in my size. It's not exactly fitting me as I'd like it to. Is it possible that you can check with the designer to see if it's available to be borrowed in my size or closest to my size? They should be able to tell you yes. We talked a little bit about alterations, but I didn't really dig too deep into alterations. So most, if not all, brides need alterations unless they're ordering their dress made to measure, and even then you're still going to need some alterations depending on if you gain or lose weight between the time that your measurements were taken and that your order was placed versus the time the dress arrives and your wedding. So we are a full in-house alterations department within our salon, which is great. All of our dresses are actually worked on in-house. Nothing leaves our store, which is also great. Everything is stored. We're fully insured. Those are all important things to find out from your store. A lot of stores sell dresses and then they will refer you to an outside alterations person. Not sure how I feel about that, to be quite honest with you. If I could count on both hands the number of brides that have called me in sheer panic because they've taken their dress somewhere for alterations based on a referral or recommendation from a store or a friend, and it has gone completely wrong. Yeah. So my recommendation is to try to get the dress altered where you purchase it. One, they know their dress is best. If something happens to the dress, the store is liable. If you take it somewhere outside of a store, unless you can confirm that they're insured and that they're licensed, you're really kind of up a creek without a paddle if they do something wrong to your dress. So keep that in mind as well. Alterations, typically we like to start around 4 to 6 weeks before a wedding date. If you're doing custom changes, 8 weeks would be perfect for your timeline. So that's kind of a little bit more about the alterations. I mean, I feel like we could probably go on and on and on forever, but I don't want to drag this video out too long. Yeah, so I think I'll leave it there, you guys. If you want to comment below if you have a question or recently engaged and you're looking for a dress, you can send me a message. I'm happy to tell you guys where I work if you want to come and visit me to try on dresses, or if you just, have a situation you want to run by me, that's great too. I really appreciate your guys' time and watching my video, and I appreciate your support. I am trying to grow my channel, so if you know anyone that's engaged or soon to be engaged and you think this video might be helpful to them, please share it. And I hope you all are staying safe in this time, and I hope to see you guys all for a new video soon. Take care.